Welcome to the Legion Outriders podcast, a member of the Radio Free Tattooing Network.
You must unlearn what you have learned.
Your source for the latest Legion news, opinion, and analysis.
You will never find the more wretched hive of scum and villainy.
John Archiquette.
Will somebody get this big walking carpet out of my way?
Matt Turner.
I'm not afraid.
And Joshua Gray.
You will be.
What's going on, Outriders? John, Josh, and Matt coming at you live from Power 9 Games in Las Vegas, Nevada. What's going on, dudes?
That was
Hi.
very good.
I'm
so proud of you right now.
I know. You are powering through.
Yeah.
I'm mustering through like as
This
much
dude is
enthusiasm
so
as
sick right
possible.
But
my good buddy Matt over here decided to bring back the sickness from Idaho.
Ooh,
Are you down with the sickness?
He is down
I am
with it.
disturbed right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I couldn't give up the opportunity to talk about all the awesome stuff that we got released or previewed last week because
He loves freedom and the rebellion so much.
I do.
Even sickness.
I powered through. This is my Jordan flu game for those of you guys who like sports ball.
Sports ball.
So what's going on, guys? What's new, Matt? You were out last weekend.
Yes, I was busy collecting all the new viruses and flus and whatnot up in Idaho.
Appreciate
to
that.
bring back for you. So thanks
Yay.
for that.
Is this like the human like potato famine that I have right now?
No, there's plenty of potatoes. I mean,
I don't think there's a lot of Irish in Idaho.
Well, but there's potatoes.
there are.
There are.
And apparently there's beef. That is their current thing. Is they're promoting beef up in Idaho
And blue turf.
Blue
Oh, yeah.
turf.
In Boise, anyways.
Sports ball.
Sports ball.
So actually, yeah, we was visiting for my dad's. He turned 70, so we were up there. As much of the family as we can round up, and it was actually pretty nice.
Well, happy birthday to Mr. Turner.
Yay!
Does he listen to the show?
No. So one of my errands was my dad broke his flip phone that he'd had for like 10 plus years. So I got to go call around and find a T-Mobile with a flip phone because he refused to get a smartphone. So no, he doesn't listen to the podcast.
It's all right. That's pretty much the same with my parents too.
Yeah.
Josh, how you doing,
see,
bud?
Captain Marvel. While I was
Oh
up there.
Yeah.
That was-
Captain Marvel's.
I enjoyed it.
Good.
It was
I liked
good.
it a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it was no Dark World, you know.
Well, certainly not.
Yeah.
Well, while you were away, we not only did we receive the biggest news since the Wookiees, as far as I'm concerned.
My
So
Wookiee, yeah.
Josh, Josh and I worked together, but Josh was in a class all day, so he wasn't actually there for when I received the news.
Yeah.
And I was basically just like, trying to contain my excitement in an office full of people who had no idea why I was excited.
I love that you assumed that I was out of communication with all that stuff and were sending me the updates, because I was, and I did appreciate them, so thank you.
Well, I mean,
Very excited.
I posted some stuff on our little chat, and then, there was no response, so I'm like, oh, he's not getting internet up here. So
There was many areas that,
He was busy flip phone shopping.
yeah. Jeez. You'd think there'd be a lot more,
you're tossing footballs with Uncle Rico.
Yeah. Bet you I could throw one over that mountain.
Eat the food.
Now, so we're going to talk about that because that's obviously the big news. Hopefully that will be the biggest news that we have as of the debut of this episode tomorrow, because
It won't be.
you know how FFG
Tomorrow, Clone Wars.
Yay!
Should we just open up this episode with, oh my god, did you guys see that Death Trooper preview article?
No.
Wow, it's incredible.
No.
We got the final 2 cards revealed for Krennic.
At this point, why even do articles to reveal 2 cards that you're going to know on Thursday?
Maybe they'll live stream it.
Like,
yeah. So is it confirmed it's coming out Thursday?
I think
Actually,
so. That's what
that was one of my goals for today.
That's
was
what
to double check that.
folks have been saying today.
I happen to have it up.
What was
right
coming out
here,
Thursday?
so let's see.
DTs and
Krennic.
This upcoming Thursday?
Mm-hmm. As in
I
one
saw
week
that they
from-
were shipping
Speaking
now.
of-
Yeah, they're shipping now, which means
Director
they're-
Krennic was fabulous in Captain Marvel.
Yes, he was.
Okay, so they're
Did a
gonna
great
be
job.
arriving next week Thursday.
Yes.
Awesome.
So shipping now means they're heading to
I will
stores.
have an official date
Yeah.
here momentarily. It's
Okay.
my little typey fingers, typey type.
Yeah, just also, by the way, as far as Captain Marvel is concerned, not
28th.
Oh,
So-
okay, 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks from today.
Yeah, 2 weeks.
Pre-sales are up on power9games.com.
I'm still debating.
Shameless
if I
plug.
wanna-
Along with our shirts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Shirts.
We got the first run of shirts done, so if you haven't gotten a chance to yet, they're up on the Power 9 Games website and under Outrider Central. We'll, I'm sure, add more stuff up there.
So what's keeping us from doing Barricada shirts again?
It's a little cost prohibitive. This is something we're talking about farming out to Facebook.
Yeah, but we're going to farm it out to right here now.
Okay, well,
So let's
if
do it.
people want Barricada shirts, but they're not afraid to pay like $30+ because it's a front and back print, which basically almost doubles the production cost for us outside of just buying the shirts. Hey, let us know if that's something you'd be interested in. But it seemed very expensive, and I didn't want to like throw a bunch of money, our limited resources at it until we knew people would be interested. But
So hey, if you we're not going to take shirt orders per se,
not yet, just
you know,
feeling it out.
but just let us know if you want Barricada shirts.
We could probably
let
put
us
up
know. A
the
poll
few
or something.
that we had printed up. We could probably put up a picture online and see what people think.
Yeah,
They are fly in the parlance of our times.
they're fat.
They're fly.
PHAT.
Super fly. Oh, I see what you did there.
This is some great early aughts, late 90s.
We're going straight up mid 90s with it.
Yeah,
'cause-
Keeping it real, yo.
Yeah,
I mean, I was inspired after Captain Marvel.
I'm still Jenny from the block.
Oh god! All right, so while you were gone, we actually did the operation.
Yes, you ran the whole thing for me, and I'm
did.
so happy for you. Thank
Yeah,
you. Because we had our best turnout for like just a weekend get together.
For sure, it was the best one of any of the operations. I think.
We had a dozen people.
Yeah, and we had people drive down from Utah. Good turnout, a lot of new faces.
I don't know if any of those guys listen to the show, but hey, thanks for coming down, guys.
Yeah,
That was really
absolutely.
awesome.
I think the most positive
Hope
thing
I'll meet
about
you next time.
this past weekend is what you were telling me about the stock on the shelves afterwards.
Oh yeah, because that's a constant discussion going on on the Legion Facebook page. Is like, was this game growing? Is this game dying? Just basic anecdotal evidence from here. You basically sold out of everything that's not like air speeders and ATSDs.
Yeah, it was pretty ridiculous. It was basically dust, footprints, and a few lone Nuka-Cola bottle caps left behind on the shelves. It was a wasteland.
You even sold the 5 packs of Barricadas.
I don't know. No, we're down to one though.
One?
Yeah. So yeah, we got one left. But we sold all the movement widgets and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I think we've had like half a dozen people in the last couple of weeks jumping into the game.
Yeah, I've taught like
As
about
we get
4
closer
people.
to the Clone Wars release. Yeah, and you've been doing awesome again, not just running that, but running demos. You were doing that on Tuesday night. So this is the kind of community champion that you need. So good on you, John.
Oh, thanks.
Josh,
Must be great to have
you're
no
so
kids
pretty.
and
It is great.
yeah.
All the free time in the
And
world.
all the free time in the world.
they're
to
not even
do
always
things like
yours.
play
They're
games.
Part-time yours.
And I also managed to find some time to paint up your air speeders.
Damn you.
Which are going to be so good on the table, which it will not ever see.
So
They
now
will look
that-
so amazing as
Yeah.
you take them off of the
Oh
table
yeah, let me just
on turn
pull these
2.
up. Oh, let me put them back in the glass case so everybody can admire them.
But
No, you're too beautiful for this world. Now with the official announcement of the Tauntauns, I am going hard on Rebels with a Hoth theme with the Tauntauns and the Rebel Vets. So now that the freaking Tauntauns are actually official, I am super excited. I'm going to be doing full into Rebel Hoth themed army.
Nice.
And,
Well, you're talking about doing that for quite a while.
Yeah, but now that I feel that there's enough units that I can actually make a playable list.
A tournament legal list.
A tournament legal
We're
list.
not going to say playable. We're not going to say viable. A
yeah.
tournament legal list.
We were joking about this before the show, and he's like, I mean, you got 04. What do you got to prove? And I was like, yeah, I'm just going to lean into it and just go with like themed armies I like the look of. So I'm going to do a Hoth theme.
And, it's not bad if you go 0-4 with that list because everything on that list is supposed to die.
Yeah.
Except for the transports.
Yeah, no, that was going to be my victory condition. Is at the end of round of 6, if I stayed on the board till round 6, I would fly away as a transport and disgorge my cargo on a distant planet.
And if somebody looks at you when you play that army out on the table and says, "Ooh, our first catch of the day," you get to punch them in the face.
Oh, okay.
That's the ion cannon. Ha ha!
Yeah, but you actually have
right in the quads.
You actually have core choices and
you got the
legitimate
whole
units
thing.
that are from Hoth. You're not just
really
repurposing.
Now
everything.
it's
tower,
basically,
everything.
do I want to find the Luke that you got from LVO with the
The Skullforge?
Yeah, the Skullforge
Yeah,
one with
it's
the
nice.
X-wing, him on Hoth outfit. Or see if somebody makes like a Captain Han Solo with a blue parka or a brown parka.
That would be
and then
awesome.
like a snowy Chewie or something like that would be
Well,
so cool.
I feel like Chewie doesn't really wear a parka. You could just put
No,
snow on
just,
him.
no, exactly. Yeah, just sprinkle some snow in his fur and
Yeah.
all that. Maybe give him some goggles like on Vandor or something.
Just dandruff.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I think the snow base would kind of get the point across there, but I'm super excited for this.
Yeah, I'm like, when I saw the article, I was just like, oh, they have it. Oh, wow, these sculpts are really cool. Oh, dang, these are actually really good.
Yeah. Critters were always a big part of Star Wars for me growing up, so now that we actually get them on the table, I know there's a few people that are a little upset saying they're not tactical, but I think they
Who
are.
could that be?
Yeah, I don't know.
So let's go ahead and dive into it and see what we got here. First of all, the sculpts are probably the most beautiful sculpts I've seen yet. Objectively, can you agree with that, Josh?
Yeah, no, they're nice. They look good. They look pretty.
They look fantastic.
They're very lived in.
What do you mean?
Well, they just look. They look. I don't know what the words fail me at the moment because Tauntauns.
The word you're looking for is awesome.
Yeah,
Awesome.
They look alive. Like I don't know.
Because they don't have their entrails hanging out with the Jedi stuffed in them?
I thought they smelled bad on the outside.
Hot pockets.
They look like they looked motion capped.
Yeah.
So like in the they did the what
Oh,
they call
the
go
claymation
motion
style, yeah.
they did the go motion in the movies instead of stop motion.
Yeah.
They look like they looked in the movies.
Yeah, that's the highest of compliments, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the sculpts are awesome. I can't wait to paint them. I'm debating, because I've basically committed to doing a Endor theme base for all my stuff.
Just make it brown.
So I might make them brown. I might just still make them white. Or I might buy 3 boxes of them and paint them like my Wookiees, just all different colors.
Sure.
There you go. Yeah, I was going to say, fellow Swig player over there, what was the name of the Tauntaun-like critters that were on like Tatooine and all that? But they had basically orange fur. So there is some... they weren't Tauntauns. They were.
Yeah, I'd have to look them up.
It's been so long.
Yeah, it has been.
Yeah.
And I was a creature handler in that game, so I should know that. But, it was
But
like a
there
decade
is-
ago.
I'm sure there's
sorry.
some reference photos out there for you to use
Nice.
for different fur patterns.
So let's get into the rules here. So there's a support option, which is the second support option we've seen for the Rebels. Oh, sorry, third.
Third.
So we got the ATRT, we've got the FD turret, and we've got this now. So if you're making a Hoth themed board, Matt, these may have to compete with your turrets.
Well, run
just
2 of
gonna-
these in a turret.
Yeah, that's probably what I'm leaning towards right now.
There's 2 of them in a unit. They're 4 health each, with 2 courage each, white dice saves, surge for both hit and crit. Pretty awesome. I'm
Sounds
happy
like a
with
speeder
that.
bike.
Yeah. I mean, this is supposed to be kind of the analog to a speeder bike. It's got upgrades to their training and comms, it looks like. Their range attack is 2 red dice at range 1 to 2, which is awesome, especially with the surge, because you're basically hitting 88% of the time.
With
Hell
an
yeah.
aim, it's like 93% of the time you're doing.
Yeah,
core
but
damage.
you're
It's
not gonna
disgusting.
probably not gonna want to aim.
I
to
like
that.
those
not?
odds.
Just because you have better options of other actions to do.
With
I mean, you
what?
could do it, but
Getting the crap out of the way.
I mean, you do a move, and you get a dodge and an attack for free. So what are you doing with that second action?
moving again,
Okay,
and getting another
maybe.
dodge.
Okay.
I mean, it's an option,
sure.
but you don't have to do it.
Yeah.
They're still going to hit a lot. Their close combat attack, horns and claws with 2 black, 1 white, ram 1. So we don't know what ram is yet, but yeah, it could be a cool rule. Maybe it allows them to disengage. You could do like a forced move with them or something.
Probably it's probably going to be something like a force push.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you. And it'll probably have like a move component to it. Like if you moved and then attacked.
Yeah.
Might have like a displace effect.
Displacement
or
effect or
yeah.
something like that, yeah.
So you can just like tie them up in combat because they do have a melee profile.
Right.
Yep. And they are troopers.
So they can be
Oh, that's
engaged
a
and
good point.
tar pitted.
Yeah.
That is a
which
good point.
Yeah, so they are creature troopers, which means that based on what we've seen so far, conjecture would lead you to believe that they are also deep strikeable with rapid reinforcements.
Sure.
Ooh.
Could be good.
Parachuting tauntauns.
Tauntauns on pogo sticks.
But the real bread and butter of this is their rules. Their special rules are so good. So they're 90 points for 2 of them, which is cheaper than the bikes.
No, same price.
Same price.
yeah.
Okay.
Exact same price.
Okay, so yeah, still relatively cheap. Agile 1. So after you perform a standard move, gain 1 dodge token. really good. Relentless. After you perform a move action, you may perform a free attack action
So now there's 3 actions that you get off of one.
from one move. So these
From
guys
one
are you're going to want to keep moving.
So I'm seeing lots of speeder bike analogies here.
No, hardly.
I mean, 3 pseudo actions. You get a
Off of
dodge
one
instead of
action.
a cover 1.
Okay, and then you get your with Tauntauns, you're essentially getting 4 actions out of 2, where with speeders you're getting 3 actions out of 3.
Tauntauns, you actually could be getting 5 actions.
Oh.
Move, dodge, attack.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
so
if you're going to go.
So yeah. So
Except
Oh, and then
you can't
and
dodge twice.
If you want to count a pivot
no,
as
you're
an
not
action,
dodging. You're
No.
gaining a token.
because of the agile rule.
That's a good
It's not
point.
performing.
That's an excellent
It's not
point.
perform a dodge action. It's gain a token.
Okay.
And there's even more action economy with reposition. Either before or after you perform a standard move, you may perform a free pivot action. So you ever get those issues where you got an ATRT and it's just barely clipping the side of the buildings? You have to actually waste an activation or an action
Pivot.
to pivot.
Yeah. No,
These guys
not
don't have to
here.
do it. They can do it before first move, after first move, after a second move.
But wait, there's more.
Sharpshooter 1.
And they've got repulsor 1. So
Yeah.
So yeah, sharpshooter, which is great because only throwing 2 red die if somebody's behind heavy cover.
Ooh, yeah.
You're basically praying for crits.
But I mean, yeah. But I mean, no. You're throwing 4 red die.
Well, true, 2 per model. Sorry,
2 per model.
but this
I
just
mean,
makes it that much better.
yeah.
And then unhindered, which means you ignore the effects of difficult terrain.
Tell me how
Boom.
these are only 90 points again compared to what you get with bikes. And this isn't an Empire Rebel thing at all. I just don't understand, for the life of me, how you get 90 points out of bikes.
it doesn't have impact.
So all right, so here's
Smaller dice
being
pool?
objective. I will say they are a better unit,
Much better.
look better.
and I think they're.
ridiculously better.
I don't know if I'd say ridiculous.
I would because
So
well, here's the problem with bikes. And sorry, I don't mean to
go ahead.
walk all over you here. The thing with bikes is, yes, you get 6 dice for a full unit, but you got to be pointed at what you're shooting at. Okay, and with the compulsory, if you're pointing at what you're shooting at, pretty soon you're going to be in the middle of what you're shooting at. Right? You don't have a lot of movement options. If you want to use bikes, you are basically assuring that they're going to die. You know, and we
Fair.
sit here and we've talked on this show a bunch of times about how difficult bikes are to use effectively.
oh, they are absolutely. That's why I would never want to use them.
Exactly. You know, so
I don't like compulsory
This-
move to begin with.
right, but this takes all of that away.
Yeah.
You know, not only do you not have a compulsory move, but you still effectively get the same thing because I mean bikes, because they're so mobile, you know, you do the compulsory move, aim and shoot. Right?
Sure.
Okay. Well, here I'm getting a movement with a free shoot anyways.
Yep.
Effectively positioning wise, that's the same thing. Then I can move again to get the hell out of there. I don't need the aim, you know, if you're willing to accept the face up roll.
Yeah.
With 4 red dice with Surge, why wouldn't you? And then you can move out of the way and you got two dodge tokens at the end of it.
Assuming you're
You know,
not getting suppressed or anything along the
Sure.
way.
But dodge
Which
token,
is
you know,
something bikes
speeder,
don't worry about.
You know, the speeder and the cover 1 that you get from speeders in where we are right now with as much sharpshooter, it's useless. You know,
Well, I wouldn't
at least the dodge, you can dodge something that against something that has sharpshooter. You know, you can't dodge crits.
But realistically, I'm not going to be wasting sniper shots on bikes.
It's not just sniper shots.
Well, sure. I
mean,
mean, Leia, Han,
any,
Veers,
you know.
but it's primarily just characters. There's not a lot of models that have Rebel Commandos, but I think that cover is still a very powerful. But cover 1 is still a very powerful keyword. I can see the argument for compulsory being a penalty as opposed to just a benefit of having that extra move. However, a good player like yourself, who knows how to use bikes, will use that to their advantage. Impact is good, and it's probably going to become a bigger thing as we see more vehicles in the game. They have more shots, so there's
But more
I'm not-
variance, though, too.
for sure, absolutely.
You know, I
yeah.
mean, you said it. You know, 4 hits on 4 dice, 88% of the time.
Yeah.
That's essentially that's guaranteed damage. And with the sharpshooter, you know, you're increasing the chances that you're forcing an opponent to roll for all 4 damage. You know, the best defense dice in the game are the ones you don't have to roll.
Sure.
You know, so if I've you know with bikes I've rolled 3 hits into heavy cover and only made, make one roll, it's much more efficient and much more. There's a much lower floor to use these really, really well than there is for bikes. Bikes are have a good ceiling, but a really low floor also.
100%,
and you make one mistake with them and they're done. This, if they're big models, sure, going to be hard to get cover. If you get cover with these, you're never going to come out of it. I mean, why would you?
Just the mobility, because if you're in cover, you're not going to be moving unless it's area terrain. But you want to stack up those dodges too.
You can go into area terrain.
Sure.
I can't do that with bikes.
But
if I encounter area terrain with bikes, I might lose a bike because speed 3 compulsory move takes 3 damage.
The other thing I feel like you're overlooking too is suppression. And while these aren't courage 1, they're still courage 2. Suppression is not something to shrug your shoulders at, especially with the amount of suppression that the Empire is able to put out now.
Sure. But at the same time, there's lots of things out there to pull suppression off.
Speaking of endurance.
Exactly. Right?
But it'll be interesting to see how these guys fare if we are truly shifting towards a more vehicle-heavy kind of make of the battlefield, because without impact or things like that, they're probably going to struggle to do anything, maybe getting in the sides of the occupier tanks, seeing if they can get the weakness, but they're going to be great for killing troops.
I think one thing that may be overlooked at something that they're going to possibly change with the meta is because they're able to advance up so far. Like I just did a little test last weekend, and you put on breakthrough, okay? You put, battle lines. With battle lines, you put a Tauntaun within your within your deployment zone. You can move up far enough where you can actually reach the opponent's deployment zone with your range 2 weapon.
Yeah.
So they can move fast, but because of that, I think that they're going to maybe add some viability to things like air speeders or the terrestrial slipper with Luke in it, because the biggest
Spleemo.
the biggest deterrent I think with vehicles or models that are too fast is that if you outpace the rest of your army, you're basically leaving them as a shooting gallery.
Oh, absolutely.
So say you put a list together with 3 of these guys, terrestrial slipper with Luke in it, maybe some Pathfinders and Jin, all sorts of stuff that could put shots on target
early,
in turn 1.
Be in your face, sure.
Your opponent might not be prepared for that. So, there's a lot of different ways of playing this where the Empire still has the speeder are basically your only fast vehicle.
Right. Yeah.
So nothing else can really keep pace with the speed the rebels can have now.
And how in the hell are you getting sharpshooter on something with a pistol mounted on horseback? What is this, White Earp? I mean, they got
the
Turkey
Dragoons,
Creek
man.
Jack Johnson on this thing? What is this, Tombstone? Come on, man. Come on.
I'm totally here for the remake of Tombstone featuring Wyatt Earp on a
Tauntaun.
Dude.
I'm your Huckleberry.
Doc Holliday.
I just think, we've been kind of talking about this a lot amongst ourselves where, do we need to look at Vader and see that now that more units are coming out that have more capabilities, reevaluating that cost? If these are 90 points with all of this on here, you've got to take another look at speeder bikes. I mean, because if this is what the standard of what 90 points gets you,
I don't know
if I gave you the option, faction independent, to take Tauntauns or speeder bikes, what do you take?
Tauntauns 100%.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I mean, it's not even. It's
besides
not even close.
just rules, but it's also the model itself.
Take the pictures and the models away. If I handed you 2 cards and said one unit has these stats, the other unit has these stats and capabilities, they're the same cost. What are you taking?
It fits my playstyle better, to be honest with you. It is better. It is substantially better, but it fits my playstyle because I don't like being forced to move. So that is a lot of what boils down to. But I'm stoked for it. I'm buying 3 right off the bat. I don't know if I'm going to run all 3 in a list. I'll probably experiment a little bit with it, but
if you don't take...
How open-minded of you.
If you don't take one of them and make them like a terrain piece and just open it up, lying in the snow with its guts hanging out.
I love it.
I won't do that to one of these, but if somebody's got like a 3D printed
Printed
one, I would
Tauntaun.
totally do that.
Right.
I know it's been a while, but you know what the temperature of a Tauntaun is, right?
No.
Lukewarm.
That's right. We just listened to the episode again.
See, what you need to do, you've all seen Robot Chicken, right?
Sure.
Star
Sure.
Wars ones.
Yeah.
You need to get one with like a homeless person coming out. Get your own Tauntaun. Yeah.
As far as upgrade cards, we saw Endurance and Tenacity revealed. There's one other comms card, so we don't know what that is, but we've seen Endurance and Tenacity. So
Probably long-range comms.
Yeah, it could
Arnold,
be.
buddy, you there?
yeah, could be.
So what does Endurance do?
Yeah, of course.
6 points.
I think it allows you to remove a suppression
at the end of your activation.
Yeah.
So-
I did that from memory.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not bad.
No, not at all.
It's not you, John. It's the drugs.
I'm just hopped up on Dayquil right now. I'm probably gonna like crash hard after this, but
Crystal Dayquil.
yeah, I did have to give my ID when I bought it. All right, so we're gonna take a quick break here. Coming up, we're gonna take a look at the Rebel veterans from Hoth.
You're listening to the Legion Outriders podcast, a member of the Radio Free Tattooing Network, recorded on location at Power 9 Games. Whether you're looking for the latest releases from Legion, X-Wing, 40K, Magic, or any of our other extensive inventory of board and card games, head to power9games.com and use coupon code OUTRIDER10 to get 10% off your order. Plus, shipping is free on orders over $100. Now, back to the Outriders.
Welcome back, Outriders. All right, so we saw the Tauntauns, got that previewed, and still super excited about that. Let's take a look at the other unit that was
The
debuted.
Brent Derlin expansion pack. Hell yeah. Now see, you
that guy
got me
again?
excited.
Who was that again?
Cliff Clavin. What do you come on, man.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm half tempted to paint him up as a postal worker.
Please do.
Just like sidled up to the bar with
So
a
there I
mirror
was
in
at the
front
Battle of Hoth.
How was that
yeah,
never an SNL skit?
yeah,
I feel
don't
like that's some low hanging fruit.
Yeah, right?
Right?
Well, they're like, nobody would know.
I love that they modeled him in there though. That's
Yeah.
great. That big broom handle mustache.
Looking at the Celestin, though, makes me uncomfortable.
Why?
What? Why?
Because I always imagine their, like, skin flaps are very moist. Like,
I mean, their
borderline aquatic, kind of features.
their lips always look very moistened.
Yeah.
Me and Nub always kind of had this lip gloss thing
Yeah,
going
they
on.
gotta be very cold.
I wonder if they're, like, their jowls are kind of frozen together. It just makes me uncomfortable. That's what I'm saying.
So what you're saying is the Celestin dies first?
Probably. Yeah.
Okay.
From exposure.
Could they have not have gotten like one of the Wolfmen or something like that?
No, I want a Celestin. I'm happy with it.
Yeah, but I think he's a little out of place on Hoth. I gotta agree with Matt on this one.
All right. It may not be canonical, but I
The
still think
cameras
it's
couldn't
cool.
be everywhere at the battle.
Exactly,
I mean,
yeah.
for that historical footage.
There was one somewhere. But yeah, the models look great. We kind of saw a preview of it with the FD turret, so we saw a couple of those guys. But now we got the full unit, and man, like they look great.
Yeah, they do.
The paint
They
scheme
look
looks
really
good.
good.
Is Sarastro the painter there now?
I don't know. He might be.
I thought somebody told me that like Sarastro was
Well,
their
he's
painter.
doing the classes at Celebration.
Oh,
so.
I'm so jealous.
I know.
Jealous.
I know we talked about it, and I know you know. I just want to bring it up
Yeah.
again. Yeah.
Thanks for rubbing it in.
Yeah, no problem.
But yeah, whoever's doing these new paint jobs, kudos. Like these look great.
Especially the like half the gonk droid half that's on the base there. Yeah.
Baby Gonk.
Baby gonk do do.
Oh, God, no.
Baby
No. At least the Rebels recycle though.
For those of you that are
Just
still
reuse,
listening.
recycle.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right, so let's take a look at the Rebel veterans rules. So it looks like, according to Zoom Enhance, it's 48 points per unit. So they're the most expensive Rebel core choice.
12 points per.
Yep. So Rebel troopers were 40, fleet troopers 44. So these guys are
Well, they're
48.
veterans.
Yeah, true. And they're the only ones that surge. Oh, sorry, no, they surge to hit along with the fleet troopers.
Yeah.
But they've got some typical stats that Rebels have. 1 black at range 3 for attack, 1 health, 1 courage, white die save, surge to hit, surge to crit. So a lot of upgrades. We got the heavy trooper training and grenades, and one other one. I'm not sure which one that is, but it's not comms.
It's the gear.
It's gear. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So their two special rules they have are coordinate emplacement trooper. After you are issued an order, you may issue an order to a friendly emplacement trooper unit at range 1. That's awesome.
So your FDs.
Yep.
But also, gee whiz, the emplacement that comes with the unit too.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that does work. I was curious about that.
Yeah,
I was
'cause
wondering if they were maybe setting the stage for like one of the little tower defender, the whatever they were.
The DF9, the Golan Tower.
Yes, that was it. I knew it was something with the G.
Yeah. So they place together from what I think it said there in the article.
Yeah.
They place together, but they operate independently.
Yeah, because it's kind of like the strike team with. Oh no! So
No.
they're the same unit.
They're the same unit,
Okay,
but one has like a support.
but you're still getting multiple activations for it.
Yes.
Okay, well that's huge because that's
Because
realistically that's what I want it for.
if you look at the picture in the article, there's 2 activation tokens there.
Nice.
Yeah. So you place it as one unit, and I think it counts as one unit for army building, but then it acts independently.
Okay.
But it's expensive because, assuming that's the card underneath it, that's either 30, 36, or 38 points.
Well, but it's another activation. I mean,
Sure. Oh, absolutely. And it's another unit.
Yeah.
And it's a medium repeating blaster, so it's probably going to be like a budget E-Web as far as
I think
attack
we see
dice.
range 1 to 3 with 3 white dice at least.
At least 3.
Yeah.
Could be more.
Probably 4 or 5, maybe like a Z6 type thing.
Yeah, but I think if you're running that, you're not doing it necessarily for the firepower as much as you're doing it for the extra activation.
Sure.
Because it would be
Potential
the cheapest
suppression?
activation you have yet.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's always nice to have. And then
Critical 2.
critical 2 for... Oh, yeah. So we know critical is basically surge to crit. And so that means you can convert 2 hits to crits.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not the emplacement that you're looking at there.
Oh, it's not?
I didn't
No,
think so.
that's the
My eyes are so
that's,
weak.
That's
CMD
the little,
93 Trooper.
yeah.
He's the guy that has a different gun.
Yeah, the Neely guy, girl, it looks like they're over there on the right-hand side of the image.
Yeah, so...
Yeah, that's not the emplacement trooper. The emplacement trooper hasn't...
I just
we
got
haven't
even
seen
more
anything on that.
excited.
Yeah.
Right?
All we can see is just the card behind the Rebel Veterans for the emplacement trooper.
Right.
Because we know it's a separate card.
Right.
So it's cool. Like they play different than what you'd expect other Rebel troopers. Oh, also they have Defend 1. After you are issued an order, gain 1 dodge token.
That's
So
nice.
if you want to have a gunline army,
There you go.
This right here is where it's at.
Yep.
You throw a couple orders out there. One on this guy, which he gives an order to the emplacement trooper, which gives you so much order control.
Can you comms relay then to...
Possibly.
Yeah, because you issue the order to them and then comms relay it off. But that also then supercharges up your 2-pip, your covering fire.
Oh yeah.
Because now you can, you've got free dodge tokens there on the table with activations.
Yep.
So now you can start passing those around
That's
as you use them.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And this gives you a lot more, use out of some of the command cards that say, like if you issue an order to this unit, give it a dodge token.
Right.
So, you got Luke.
You just
who
double
gives
up.
2 troopers, give 2 troopers this, and you got troopers for, dodge tokens and...
Yo, dog, we heard you like dodge tokens.
Yeah, right.
Turns out.
So it's no coordinated fire, but
Yeah.
it's pretty awesome. So, yeah, and like I said, the models look great. I'm super stoked to paint these up. I'm probably going to buy maybe 2-3 boxes of them just because I've gotten some FD turrets. I think I was hesitant to get FD turrets until I went to LVO. And my game 2, the game where I really didn't have a shot, this dude was just had a FD turret behind cover and was lighting me up. And I was like, I can't get to you. Like,
Yeah.
I got to get to range 2, and you're killing me before I get to range, before I have a chance to even return fire. So I learned the hard lesson that FD turrets can be really good and cheap, too. 70 points, man. Like,
Did he not have a upgrade or anything on it?
I think he did.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, he was running a good list. I don't remember his name, but he had the double saboteurs with Luke and Leia and
gotcha.
FD turrets.
Oh,
he
yeah.
made the final table. He was a good player.
Good deal. Damn. Yeah, I'm excited for these guys because they fit the Hoth theme. So
Yeah.
there you go.
So
So
that's,
what's next then?
What's next?
Well, what's the Imperial analog then? Speculation.
Ooh.
Yeah, well,
I think
Speculation.
everybody's expecting shore troopers.
Yeah.
seems like there's a divide between shore troopers and sand troopers. That seems to be the.
I don't see sand troopers because
Well, if
they
they're
just
gonna
look like
go-
more dirty stormtroopers. I mean,
That's
how do you
fair.
differentiate them on the table?
Yeah, I
Right?
agree with you, but people are
It would
speculating.
definitely fit the.
What I've seen a
the
lot is
dewback,
people are saying fleet
you know,
troopers.
if they go that route, which I'm assuming.
Imperial fleet troopers. Okay,
the guys with the big swoopy back helmets.
the guys who don't like railings.
Those guys, yes, exactly. Basically, your Imperial Navy line trooper, as opposed to stormtroopers, which are like supposed to be an elite
Okay.
crack
So
unit,
let us cast into the tea leaves,
or
then,
mud troopers.
and know that in the near future at Star Wars Celebration, they're going to have a heavily themed Scarif board.
Oh yeah, we've talked about this.
Yeah,
So
I mean that would.
I think it's almost definitely going to be shore troopers.
I think that'd be cool. I would prefer to see shore troopers because I feel like they do have enough of a different aesthetic than sand troopers.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, if Dewback, we don't know for sure, but if Dewbacks were going,
Everybody's saying
Come
dewbacks just
on.
because it's a creature.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So how would we think that Dewbacks would play? Do you think they'd be like a ranged attack, maybe
Well,
melee
I mean,
heavy?
If you look at the fact that Tauntauns are essentially the speeder bike analog,
So what are we missing for?
ATRTs. So
Oh, yeah.
So you're gonna have a dewback that has like a hard point for an E-web.
Yeah, he'll
I
just
mean-
have another DLT type thing. I'm
Well,
sure. Yeah.
or T-21s.
I'm sure it'll have some pretty brutal melee attack too.
Yeah, they'll
because
probably
have-
it
yeah.
looks like it'd be pretty fierce in melee.
Right.
He's got bacteria. That looks infected.
Yeah, like giant Komodo dragons, right?
Yeah, right.
Basically. Yeah.
You're gonna want to get that checked out.
So yeah, that was what we had released last week. Now this could all go out the window tomorrow when FFG inevitably releases their next article. But
Or today, as you're listening to this.
yeah,
Yeah.
And we
So-
did get confirmation. Last week we were kind of wondering, do they listen? They listen.
Oh no.
Yeah, Luke
Really?
Luke messaged us on Twitter, and he's like, "Oh, sorry, I didn't know it was the Legend of Splemo Magneton."
Oh, that's funny.
He also said specifically to tell you, Matt, that
Uh-huh.
he appreciated the better attack, better impact, cheaper dice Papa John's. Yeah. So yes, they listen.
Oh,
That's good to know.
wow.
Yeah.
Luke,
Sorry, guys.
Luke,
I'm
we
so
love
sorry,
you,
guys.
but
Yeah.
if you keep releasing articles on Friday, we're gonna have
I
to
don't
steal
think
your
he
dress
has
shirt.
anything to do with that, but I think that was one of the
Totally
things came
different
to the
departments. Yeah.
dinner. But
Thanks, Luke.
I love
Yeah,
you, Luke.
appreciate
You're
that.
the best.
So we have
Can we make this creepy?
No,
okay.
Oh, yes, we can.
Yeah, okay.
so I wanted to bring this up too because it was kind of interesting today. A lot of scuttlebutt around the Legion Facebook group about
Right.
who are the best
Limo scuttlebutt?
the best
No.
podcasts and who are the the podcast that's going to have the most fun at
What
at
prompted all
Adepticon.
that?
I don't know.
know.
I woke up this morning, literally rolled out of bed, and like from 1 to 3, rank your favorite podcasts, and I'm like,
There's more than 3.
Oh yeah.
well, I mean, yeah.
Oh,
so
I guess take your top 3. But hey, thanks for all the support.
Right,
guys.
yeah,
I
like,
appreciate
and we're happy to see that other podcasts are getting love too
Yes.
because I feel like we've all kind of
Community.
developed our own niche.
Right.
Like it's a community thing. Like I don't feel like we're stepping on anybody else's toes because we're a bunch
Brendan,
of class
except
comms.
those bums from Critical X, Johnny Come Latelys, whatever.
Oh yeah, so they launched
Yeah,
their podcast.
they
They were
did.
talking about
Yeah.
it at
Yeah.
LVO,
Yeah.
So yeah, yay guys, good luck.
Yay!
We were first.
We were first. We're just the venerable.
I don't think we were first. I think Command Hand
Command
was
Hand.
Was
first.
he?
Yeah.
Okay.
Stabcast
R.I.P.
did a
R.I.P.
couple of episodes before
Yeah,
we
we
did,
were
too.
like
we weren't the
third.
first.
I'm gonna pour some Powerade out for Command Hand.
Thirst.
No, so it was great to see that. But then all these people were like, "Oh yeah, the Outriders can have the most fun at Adepticon," and like,
Like,
trust
we're
us,
not even going!
we would have the most fun, but I'm gonna be working that weekend, so I can't even go.
Right?
Well, we'll have the most fun without you then.
Yes.
Are we expecting our tickets in the mail or something like that?
I mean,
I don't know.
unless
is
somebody
somebody
wants to
gonna
pay
front
for it.
us the
gonna
tickets and such? I don't know.
Yeah.
Our wealthy benefactors out there. Speaking of which, we got some new Patreon.
Yes, we do.
Ooh.
So thank you. And thank you, everybody. I'll probably do a shout out on the next episode for all the people who've been buying T-shirts. Thank you, guys, for supporting the shows that way. And welcome to the club's Star Wars Hockey Fan FL.
What?
So cool points for Star Wars, cool points for hockey. I guess you're a fan. And also,
Literally-
FL, is it Florida? So that's
Florida.
like -3
Or
points.
Fruit Loops.
so-
No. You can't give
Fruit Loops.
You
Okay,
can't
that's
give
fine.
negative points to a Floridian who likes hockey. Because you know how rare that is.
I don't know.
I hope he's a Tampa fan.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know what? There's
Or she. I don't
Barkey's
know.
pretty good.
Huh?
Barkov.
Yeah. But I mean, the Panthers. Come on, man.
I mean,
what
about Beezer? Van Beesbrook back in the day.
I forgot about Beezer.
I mean,
didn't you?
like your franchise icon is Scott Mellenby. Like, come on, man.
Fair.
I mean,
You had some good years with Pavel Bure.
but not his best years. Those were
No,
in Vancouver.
That's true.
How would you like a bit of Star Wars trivia?
Ooh, yeah, sure.
Oh,
What do you got?
wait. If we've got time, go ahead. Well, go ahead, Matt. But
So one of the things I picked up in the behind the scenes for Galaxy's Edge at Disney is it's going to be housed around the Black Spire outpost, which is actually one of the recurring features in some of the new fiction for what was it? It was Thrawn Alliances. So
Awesome.
There's some history there in actual expanded universe. So and they're bringing it to life.
What
at
was the
Disney.
trivia?
That it's actually based off of a place from the books.
I thought
Not
you were going to
just
hit
they're
us
not-
with like a trivia question. I was going to get schooled.
trivia, not like bar trivia, but just like minutia
He's
that
fired
nobody cares
up.
about.
Yeah, we need to.
Here's
do
a
that.
thing that you guys didn't know before, and now you know.
Yeah.
And that's half the battle,
That
from what I hear. Anyways,
The other half is
Don't ever
incredible
do that again.
violence.
I will always do that.
at least not sick. Yeah. Well, a quarter is red lasers, a quarter is blue lasers. Yeah.
and then jumping out right before the helicopter explodes.
Dude, that's amazing.
Every time.
Yeah.
It had Spidey sense. I think that was the major contribution.
So we got time for some Q&A?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
Oh,
all
we got
right.
more Q&A?
Yeah, we got more Q&A.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
sweet.
All right.
John looks like he's about to die, so let's keep it short. Yeah.
Who is the most famous person in your opinion that you've met?
Ooh. I'll start with that one. So when I was in the military, I had a lot of opportunities to work with, USO visits, and I've interviewed John McCain, Hillary Clinton, John Kerry, Joe Lieberman, a lot.
Anybody we care about.
Alexander Ovechkin. So I got that one.
Yeah.
You don't know who that one is, but
No, I don't.
it's
Sports ball.
really good hockey player. He
I
was
think you've mentioned it before, actually.
Yeah, he was the salt and pepper guy who was drunk for a month straight after they won the World Cup, Stanley Cup.
Stanley Cup.
Okay. That's fair.
That's what I got. What do you got?
Stanley Cup final that shall not be
Who is your
named.
most famous person?
I met Ted Turner once.
Wow.
Like totally.
He's actually a person?
Yes. Yes. So funny story. So when I was in the Air Force, I was lucky enough to spend some time with the Air Force Thunderbirds as their one of their PR guys. So we were doing this thing in Washington, D.C., and we had an event at the Air and Space Museum. So coming back from the event, so we were in uniform and everything, and coming out of the metro station in Crystal City, which is in a mall, walking up the street and, in uniform, this older gentleman stops us. Kind of looks familiar to me. I don't really know, who he is, but I'm like, I can't place this guy. Like he's famous, but I don't know how famous. And he's talking to us. And he's like, "Hey, Thunderbirds, yeah, what's up, guys? You guys are great. I love seeing you guys every time you come down to Georgia." Da 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 da. Anyways, I got reservations at my restaurant. I gotta see. I'll see you guys later. All right, bye.
Got to go colorize some classics right now.
We get about a half a block up the street, and then the gears start turning, and there's a restaurant in the mall with the metro station called Ted's, and I'm like, that was Ted Turner. Like Ted Turner stopped me on the street.
What do you got, Matt?
I don't think I've actually met anybody.
I'll take Josh Gray. That's good. Thank you.
Oh, okay. That's
Yeah.
nice.
I'm internet
The closest
famous.
I got is I got to go to a dedication on the aircraft carrier in San Diego, and the Governor was addressing.
Nice.
Okay.
That's
A
better than
lot of the
mine.
guys from my unit actually got to meet him. They were waiting near the exit, and apparently he's famous for doing challenge coins with the military guys.
Oh, nice.
And so they got him, but...
Did you get one?
I did not, because I did not know about that.
Oh,
And
that would be the only
I
challenge
got to hear
coin
about
I
it
carry.
later at the van, and I was like, oh, I would have liked to have done that, but whatever. So nearly...
You can
got
just
to-
tell everybody that you've met the person that spawned the pop culture phenomenon Barricada.
I'll just keep that one to
All
myself.
right. What's the next
We got
question?
one more. Let's do that.
One more. Of FFG's non-Legion Star Wars games, how would you rank them from worst to best to dabble in?
To dabble in.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So that's on you guys because
Let's name a couple of their properties. So we've got Imperial Assault, we got
Armada,
X-Wing, we got
X-Wing,
Armada,
Destiny,
the
role-playing game,
the RPG, and then Star Wars Rebellion, and then there's a new game coming out.
About Rebellion, and then
you have Rebellion?
Outer Rim. Yes,
have you played that? Oh, okay. It's fun.
like once. It's interesting.
Yeah.
Not something you dabble in.
No. Well, I mean, you can play it for an afternoon and be done with it. So I think that would hit the criteria. I think almost, they all seem fine to dabble in,
right?
Except for maybe the RPG because that always seems to take a little bit more investment there. If I was just going to play it as like a side game, I would not say maybe Armada. Imperial Assault's okay because you can pick it up, put it down, just play.
It's got the web app too,
yeah,
or the phone app.
So I don't know.
I'm thinking about getting really into Rune Wars right now.
Yeah, I mean, hey, dude, I can get you a deal. I got some boxes in the back.
Oh yeah,
price to move.
Yeah, aggressively priced.
Like free, like just take them.
I mean, we could promo them out or something, but that's
all
fine.
right. Well, pretty much wraps it up for this week, huh?
Yeah.
Cool. Thanks for being a real trooper there, John. I appreciate you, bud.
I wouldn't miss it, honestly. With Tauntauns out, like I had to be here.
And
I wasn't going to let Josh drag him through the mud.
Squealing the entire time.
I didn't drag him through the mud.
He was joking.
I was
You're a mud
restrained.
Trooper, yeah.
All right, guys. Thanks for listening. We'll catch you next week.
You've been listening to the Legion Outriders podcast, a member of the Radio Free Tatooine Network.
Only now, at the end, do you understand?
For more from the Outriders, make sure you like us on Twitter @Legion Outriders, subscribe to our Facebook page at facebook.com/Legion Outriders, and make sure you like and subscribe to the podcast. Thanks for listening.
You're all clear, kid. Now let's blow this thing and go home.